Dear AskReddit, what's the suckiest thing that happened in your birthday? Submitted by kaancanpinar. My parents decided to use my 17th birthday to announce they were getting divorced. Had the same birthday as a guy in my class. In the school cantinas was a tradition to sing happy birthday to the birthday kid. I'm sitting there eating with my friend when the cantina lady comes up and says, "We have to sing happy birthday." Quote. I say, "No, that's so embarrassing." Quote. She replies, "But it's not for you, dear." Quote. By the way, it was a really small school. My 21st, my GF at the time arranged for a surprise party for me, inviting all my friends. Only one person showed up. Got told my GF at the time wanted a break. Then she went out and locked me out of my house and slept with the dude she saw when she was out in my own bed. It was my 20th birthday. My mother forgot it, then called me a liar when I told her I had to get my driver's license to prove it. I was in my late 20s. No one remembered it. My last birthday was really fucked. On the day itself, my uncle had a funeral, and on the day of family celebration I ended up in hospital with torsion of my testicle. 9/11. I mean, that wasn't my worst birthday personally, but it's kinda hard to argue that it's the suckiest thing that happened on my birthday. My 18th birthday, I had a party and one of my friends was on the floor with a knife threatening to kill themselves. Or when I was depressed in my 20s, I made an effort, invited a bunch of people out, and one person turned up. That was a dark moment for me. But my mother still wins this though. My dad passed away on her birthday. She always says he had the worst sense of timing. On my 27th birthday my mom died. I don't celebrate my birthday anymore. My birthday is in February. For my 11th birthday my parents didn't get me a gift, just a card. They said because they bought me a brand new bike at Christmas, money was a bit tight. My brother's birthday is in June. He also got a brand new bike at Christmas and a brand new PlayStation for his birthday. Not that big a deal compared to some stories. But not getting a gift from your parents and then your brother getting two amazing gifts kinda sucked. As a kid, I was 14. My dad forgot how old I was, stole my wallet, and then called me and left a voicemail saying that he's not proud of me and I'm not his daughter anymore. I can't remember my exact age, but it was in my early teens. I always liked birthdays, like most kids do. I was in class on my birthday, and my best friend at the time told our teacher that it was my birthday. The teacher decides that our whole class was gonna sing for me. They didn't. The only people that sang was my teacher and my best friend. I still hate when people sing for me. Even if it was 5 to 7 years ago. It was a class with approximately 20 people in it. Serious reply. This is something I've grown to deal with. Since my 18th birthday, my friends have stood me up each time I plan a get-together or event to celebrate. For my 18th I had simply organized a gathering at a local bar, which they had all initially said they would be more than happy to attend. I arrive and wait for everyone else to turn up, but not one person came. They wouldn't answer my calls or texts, and seemed to be completely off the radar. Turns out they had all made another plan to meet at a different bar down the road. Safe to say I was pretty upset when I approached them about it. They all had similar excuses such as, "Oh sorry, I forgot," or "I didn't realize that was actually happening." Each year following this, I've attempted to plan something and it has a similar ending. Everyone is up for it, but decides to drop out or just not show up on the day. I'm 21 now, and both of my major milestone birthdays, 18th and 21st, have been shit. I'm fed up of wasting my money planning my birthday celebrations, when not one of my friends can be bothered to put in the smallest amount of effort to show their face. I'm a really happy and cheerful guy. I never normally feel down. I tend to push it all to the back of my head, but sometimes it all builds up. Writing this has made me realize that I need to focus on myself more. Stop playing other people's games and sort my life out. Thanks for giving me an excuse to rant. On my 16th birthday, my mother was in the middle of a several-year-long fight with her parents. She told me I should call them to see if they would like to come over for coffee, because she wouldn't call them herself. During the call I'm talking to my grandmother and get the usual, "Happy birthday," and "How are you?" It's important to note that I haven't seen them in months and we only lived like 10 minutes apart. So I ask if they would like to come over for coffee and my grandmother says she's going to ask my grandfather if he would like to go. Now I don't know if she didn't realize that she didn't cover the phone, but I heard them talking back and forth and heard my grandmother say, "I don't want to hurt her feelings, but I don't want to go over there. I already felt when I was a kid that they didn't love me as much as my older sibling." But this was the confirmation that it was true. They couldn't get past their bullshit and come see their granddaughter on her birthday. When she began talking to me, she said some sort of excuse as to why they couldn't come over. I didn't hear it. I was trying not to cry so I could still talk. We said our "I love yous," though it was hard for me, and hung up. I just went to my room and laid down and cried. I didn't give a shit about anything and just wanted the day to be over. My mother had a small surprise party for me by having my friends over. I tried my best to pretend to be happy and have fun, but I just wanted it to end. I was so mad and so hurt that I just wanted to crawl in bed and stay there forever. My friend spent her birthday in a hospital once, another had her leg broken wine glass. Well, my dad forgot my 14th birthday. Then I got to school and decided to wait if any of my friends would remember. During the last period, some kid was on Facebook on his phone and suddenly bursted, "Is it your birthday, dude?" That was even more embarrassing than no one remembering. Moral of the story: your birthday will never be as important to other people as it is to you. Don't expect much after the age of 12. Oh man, I went to Paris last year around my birthday to perform there in theater. It was my first time in Paris. I brought my girlfriend with me and it was my first time performing on some big theater festival. Turns out the festival didn't have any audience coming. I broke my toe accidentally kicking some concrete block while walking to meet my girlfriend near Centre Pompidou, where we got into a huge fight and we pretty much broke up. I think Paris hates me. I was enlisted into the military for mandatory service. My birthday is March 1st, and my late primary school time was when Justin Bieber was the guy. In school I was never popular, so hearing, "We do have to celebrate someone's birthday today, right?" was destined to give me false hopes. Then when I brought up my birthday, people accused me of lying and or attention-seeking. Last year our family dog had to be put to sleep on my birthday. His stomach flipped the week before and caused irreparable damage. He'd already had it turn a few years ago. My mom went to pick him up and the vet told her he wasn't going to recover and was in pain. I got a phone call on my way to work where she was distraught. Thankfully my manager was incredible and let me use a sick day to go home. I had to arrange the home visit to put him to sleep because my mom couldn't do it. I called my dad to tell him my parents are divorced and he hadn't seen the dog in years. I arranged everything so he could be brought home and go to sleep peacefully with me, my mom, and my sister. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. My birthday is 2 weeks before Christmas and I'd already got him a present. This big goofball got me through my parents' divorce and the hardest breakup I've been through. I'm in my late 20s and it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. My stepfather died a few days before my birthday. His funeral was on my 18th birthday. It was his final act of contempt. Was walking home from school, and it started pouring rain. My umbrella broke pretty much immediately. It finally cleared up after like 30 minutes, which was just in time for me to see a dead dog on the side of the road with all the intestines hanging out. Yay 18. My fiancé cheated on me and then broke off our engagement to run off with some 50-year-old dude who looks similar to her dad. She threw 5 years of friendship away and said that deciding to be my friend was the single biggest mistake of her life. 2018 was a fun year. Someone broke up with me that day. I arranged a nice birthday party, invited a bunch of friends, and I was so happy that my BF that time was behaving as a decent person, e.g. not causing a scene, but smiling and chatting with mostly everyone. Little did I know that he kept on acting like this only to build up a huge scene after we headed home. He started to criticize all of my friends, how shallow and ignorant they were, and how I should had stopped them talking about politics when I knew he was in a different opinion, so he would not had to listen to all the BS. Then he said he doesn't love me enough to put on with me, so he left me crying in the middle of the street at night. After a day he kept on calling me like nothing had happened. I did not understand what the F was going on. Quick disclaimer. You might already know, but it's worth stating, that most psychopaths don't like when the attention is not focused on them. In this case it was focusing on me. Hence it was my birthday, so they'd cause a scene to get back the attention. I did not know it then. Just years later when all the things just started to make sense. My mum was rushed into ICU and was in a coma. Happy 19th birthday. I was born on the 11th of September 1996. My 5th birthday was not so great. On my first birthday, there was a major plane crash and my uncle died on it. Taxes are due. Happens every fucking year. When I was away at college, my parents sent me a birthday card. They put in a note that my aunt had terminal cancer and was going to die in the next month or two. Happy birthday! Your aunt is going to die soon. I have two pretty bad ones. My 16th birthday fell on a Tuesday. Before I went to school I asked my mom if she wasn't even going to wish me a happy birthday. I thought your birthday was last weekend. Well then, why didn't you wish me a happy birthday last weekend and you gave birth to me? I got an electronic toothbrush as a present. For my 18th birthday I went to a classmate's mother's funeral. She had died from cancer. I wasn't particularly close to this guy, but he was nice and it was just a solidarity thing to show support for him with other classmates. My mother forgot that she was supposed to pick me up, so I had to shamefully ask my friend's parents to drop me way out of their way. Then the weekend after, me and my best friend, who had his birthday that day, were going to have a party at a bar to celebrate becoming legal drinking age. No one showed up for either of us, and the bartender was an ass to both of us for barely being legal to drink. I get older every fucking year.